Hey everybody, sorry I am late. I am just finishing getting set up here. I'm super sorry that I'm late. I was actually talking to Tracy from Otaco Fuel and asking her about the new refills because I do not have any in my hot little hands yet. So these are the old refills. I can't show you what the new ones look like, but if you go to Otaco Fuel on Instagram, she has the new ones in a little TikTok video, and it kind of tells you what, how you can refill them. One of the ways that they refill them is they just put them directly, like they were just putting it directly on this side. Hi Annie, hi Penny. So refilling them on this side I really do not suggest because it will leak back up, and it's inside here is a sponge, and when you refill it on this side and not taking out the nib, it doesn't get into the sponge. So all you're doing is wetting this, and you're going to be doing it all the time and all the time. So I talked to Tracy, and she says hi to everybody, by the way. But she said that the way they are smaller, but they are less expensive. So they're only $5.39, something like that. They're a little bit cheaper than this one. But they're a lot cleaner. She said that they're less messy because this one's not open. But hey Dawn, hi sweetheart. But this part is longer, so it will actually go when you stick it in, it'll actually go all the way in to and touch the sponge part. So it's not as messy. So when refilling them, there it is marked here on the side, just like the new ones are marked on the side, just like this one, and you would put in 1.8 milliliter. And don't worry, I will be updating the document with that information. She said you can also do it the way I've already shown you by just taking this off and putting in 50 drops. So she said refilling them, it's nothing different to refill, it's just cleaner. So I wanted to make sure we went over that because I know a lot of people have been messaging me and asking me and really wanting to know about it. Hey Marina, hey sweetheart. So Marina, I was just talking about, you might have to watch from the beginning if you care, but I was just talking about the new refills and how to re-ink and all that stuff. So it's just the same as normal. But today, Marina is going to make me extremely nervous because she does such amazing backgrounds, and I'm lazy. I will tell you guys right now, I'm lazy when it comes to doing backgrounds. I just want it to be done. And I mean, I want it to look nice, but sometimes I'm in a hurry and I want it to be easy. But I've gotten some questions on how do I do my grass, how do I do my sky, stuff like that. Oh, I will say that all I want, Marina, so there, because you are amazing and I love your coloring. So for sky, hey Amador, sweetheart, sorry I didn't get to call you. But yeah, I had to get on here, so I'll call you afterwards. But, so for sky, what I normally do is I use, and I need to update, I think I need to update the description, so I'll do that when I'm done. But I use B quad 0, B triple 0, B00, and B01. Now B01 you don't have to always use. That it's going to be total personal preference, and it's going to be how big your stuff is. Oh, and sorry, if my nails are gross, I've been cleaning and stuff today, and I haven't gotten to wash my hands yet. I know, disgusting. I'm sorry. So, but for the sky, we're going to figure out, I'm going to put a little line here. I'm going to use E35, and I'm just going to put like where my ground is going to be. And I'm just going to, you know, it's just a point where you can start. And then I'm going to start with B01. And I'm just going to come up from the bottom. And I'm just doing, this one I'm actually using fat flicks, you guys. Can you believe it? Me, fat flicks. And I'm not that good at them. So Amador's awesome at fat flicks. Amador's a fat flicker. So let's see. I just come up. And I'm just doing it just all the way across. And it's not real long. It's kind of long, but not real long. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Priscilla. Glad you guys could make it today. So, and then I'm going to go from the top. We're doing sky right now. And then I'm going to go from the top. So, just flicking my life away. And I know that other people do sky differently. Some people do like all these fancy smanchy clouds and stuff, but I actually like my die cuts. So let's see. And I just went a little bit down on the sides. Just, I don't know why, because I do. I can't explain that part. Now I'm going to use B00, and I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm actually going about right here. That way I can blend that out a little bit, because I'm not going to go over the whole entire thing. This is just way too much to go over the whole entire thing with a 0. And I'm just blending, trying to blend those lines out a little bit. And these flicks are a little bit longer, but they're still the fat ones. I'm using the side of my marker. And when I'm done with this, I'm actually going to show you guys something about the nibs, what I was talking about when replacing the nibs, because these ones, I didn't realize that I had any nibs because I'm actually out right now, except for I have this little basket that I keep my refill stuff in with my little tweezers and everything, and I found this. So I was going to show you guys what I meant about true color when it comes to these markers, and how I'm completely OCD, like beyond OCD. Ask Amador, he knows personally, firsthand, that I'm OCD. He has sat and colored with me for a week, the poor man. So just flicking my life away, just doing the same thing, and we're going to do the same thing with the other two markers as well. And I do this a lot because I don't do backgrounds like Marie. I'll do my background, and then most of the time, some of the time, I will actually just like fussy cut my image out and put my image on. I don't do a lot of like put the image on and then do everything around it, probably because I'm a complete chicken, like serious, like lay a golden egg chicken, because I'm too worried that I'm gonna screw up and it's gonna go in my image. So let's just be honest, I am a total chicken when it comes to it. You learned a lot from me. What? How to be OCD, Amador? I think we should have stuck you between me and Tina, because then you could have learned from her, and then, you know, it would have been a lot of fun. But it was fun the way it was, too. I had a great time with you. And then the bead quad 0, I just go over the whole, like kind of just go over everything, trying to get the lines out and stuff. But my sky is not fancy. It's not super fancy like Tina or Marina or, you know, some other people that you see out there. It's just easy, basic, you know, something that everybody can do. You don't have to be a fancy artist or anything like that, which is nice, because sometimes we just want, well, especially me, I don't know about y'all, but me, I just want something easy. Something that is achievable by everybody. So that's the sky. It's not perfect because my markers are, this one is a bit dry. But to show you guys really fast, was it this one? Was it this? It was this one. It's so nasty. So this one I was going to show you guys really fast. And I'm not touching this because I know it's going to be disgusting. So, but I'm not using this anymore. So I'm going to take that out. But what I meant by true color, this thing does not want to come out. Ugh! Okay, can you guys see that? How light, how very, very light blue that is compared to this side. And that's because I have refilled this one 3 times. No, 2 times without, actually, I guess you can't see, it's kind of blurry. But I've actually refilled this twice without changing the nib. So you can definitely see that there is a difference, that it's not quite as true. So, but it gets like, I don't know, it just gets really dark, and your colors will be darker. It'll be the color, you know, it won't be as true as this. So I'm going to throw that away really fast. And I actually just refilled this one like right before class. So I don't need to refill it again. Just going to pop that in there. And it'll work its way out. Set that over here. Let it work its way out. And now I'm definitely 100% without nibs. I need to get a hold of Tracy and get some nibs. So now I'm going to do some ground on here. I'm going to start out with E35. And we already have the E35 line across here, but I'm just going to go over it again because I got some sky in there. And I'm just going to come in through this, oops, from the sides, big fat flicks. I'm doing fat flicks again. Are you guys proud of me? So big fatty flicks, and I'm going to go a little bit down here. And then we're going to come from this side, more fatty flicks. Okay, so that was E35. Now we're going to go to E33. And I'm just going to pull this out some more. And I'm going to pull this out, just come down a little bit. But basically what I'm doing is I'm going to make it to where this is like our center focus area. And I'm sorry if you can hear my kids. They're being really super loud downstairs playing video games. They're all crazy. So now I'm going to use E31. Just going to bring this out some more. Bring it down, and we're just basically closing up the hole. And this looks like a total complete mess, I know. But it's fast, it's easy, and it'll be blended out in a minute. Because now I'm going to use E50, and you can use E30, you can use E51. Most of the time I just like to use E50 because it's a 0 and it'll blend out that E31, which honestly in a little while it's not going to matter because we're going to be putting grass on here and other stuff too. So, and I still don't like the way that looks. So I'm going to go back to my E31, and I'm just going to blend it out with my E31. Because even though it has the E50 on there, it's going to be darker when I go over it with the E31. So now I'm going to go back with the E35, and now we're going to do dots. Because dots, I'm going to take my glasses off. Dots is going to give it some texture. Try and do this sideways so you guys can see. You can do just random dots, but it's going to give it texture. It's going to make it look like it's got ground some more. The E35 you're going to want to do on the sides. And you're going to want to do like across the top where your shadow would be, or your shading. You guys all know what I'm talking about with shadows and shading, and that's kind of the same word for me almost. So we're just going to go and just random little dots. And I kind of keep the shape. Let me see, let me zoom it in now that I'm doing little stuff now. There we go. Now you can probably see better. So, there we go. Jackie, is this better? Can you see better, honey? So, we're just doing some random dots. Do a few down here, not many. And then we're going to do, whoops, that one decided it wanted back in the video. So, now we're going to do E33. And we're going to do the same thing, but now we can move down just slightly. Sorry, I'm having a hard time keeping my hand out of the way and coloring the way I want to color at the same time. But I'm trying, guys. Be patient. So now we're just, and we're going to go back into the 35 as well too. That way it just kind of mixes a bit. And we're not going to do it everywhere. We're not doing it in the center, because that's where, you know, you can have a girl, you can have one of your La stamps, or Rubbernecker, or even one of the ones from Angela Y Designs standing there. Maybe I'll save this for that one. Who knows? And I'm just kind of going all over the place, praying to God that I'm staying in the camera. Here we go. So that's the 31 or the 33. Now I'm going to use 57, E57. I almost feel like I'm playing bingo sometimes. And this is just going to be random, just to bring it out a little bit more. I love my texture. I love making things pop out. So this is just tiny, just random dots. Just dot, dot, dot. Okay. So now, oh, I forgot to pull my colors for grass. So let me pull my colors for grass. We're going to be using YG95, YG99, G24 and 28, and we're going to be using YG, I know I use a lot of colors, this is insane, YG 21, 23, and 25. Now, you do not have to use all of these colors. If you want to use just YG 23 and 25, that's fine. If you want to use just YG 24 and 23, that's fine. Any of these colors are fine that you have, okay? I just go a little crazy. I'll admit it, okay? I go a little nuts. So the first one that I start out with is the YG 21. So, let's see, I'm going to have to do it this way. So when I do them, I'm just doing, here, let me get a darker one. I'm just doing random flicks. Okay, just random flicks. They're not together, they're not apart, they're, you know, it's completely random. Now the 23 or the 21, you're not going to see that much of. But that's okay, because you will see it later on. And you can see it like up, I don't know if you can actually, but you can kind of see it up in the sky part, and it just kind of gives it a little bit of something extra for people to see. And you're going to see more of exactly what I'm doing once I start with the darker colors. So that's 21. Now I'm going to go to YG 23. And it's just random flicks, just everywhere. It's kind of like, and they're thin flicks, they're not fat. I'm back to thin again, sorry. But I'm back to thin flicks. But if you just, I mean, it's really, grass is really great, to me anyways, to practice your thin flicks. Because you can do it anywhere, you can do it random, you're not going to mess it up, there's no way to mess it up, unless you take it all the way up here. Then, you know, you have a serious beanstalk to make. But you can't really mess it up. And I'm actually taking the YG 23 down into the lighter dirt that we made. And off to the side. Whoops, put that one over there so I know that I used it. See, and now that one's lighter. Sorry, I had to put the cap on it, so I just wanted to show you guys real fast. Let's see. Now we're going to use the YG 25, and we're doing the same exact thing. But now you're probably able to see the grass coming to life a little bit more. And then clouds and stuff like that, if you're wondering about clouds, I have drawn them before. And I have put them in my backgrounds before. And I just use, like, I don't know, it's just like drawing a bunch of circles to me. Because when you're drawing, everything is basically, it's just a shape. So you just have to figure out what shape it is. So there's the 25. Now we're going to go to G24. And it's the same thing, you got it, just putting in the different shades of the grass. Because, I mean, when you go outside to your yard, is all the grass the same exact color? Well, maybe it is, I don't know. Mine's not, that's for sure. Thank you, Jackie. So, and you'll even have like, and when you get to the darker ones, you can start making longer blades if you want. But it's just random little strokes. Okay? Don't get too stressed out with grass. Don't worry about grass. Grass is probably one of the easiest things you will color. Because it's just, I mean, and it's just practicing your thin flicks, seriously. Can you guys hear my daughter singing downstairs? She is so crazy. I cannot believe she is going to be 13 on Sunday. Can you believe this? Oy. Now G28. Now, as you get into the darker colors, we are not going to do as many flicks. Okay, not as many. We're going to have less and less the darker we go. So I'm not doing that many, but I'm still doing quite a few. Now, if you've seen people do grass where it's like that, that's okay too. Totally. Yeah, I have OCD, seriously. That's why I do it upside down. I practice that it's just random flicks, and I try to do some short. I try to do some long. But most of all, I try not to pay attention. If I pay too much attention, that's where they all become the same length, for sure. So now I'm going to use the YG95. We're getting into the last colors. So we're just going to kind of just filling in, making it random. No, oh, your real grass. Okay. Yeah, my husband does the grass, and he won't admit that he's OCD, but yeah, it takes one to know one. Just saying. He can say he's not OCD about some things, but I know he is. So let's see. Just putting that in. See, if I turn it upright, now you can really see how it is. And you can, like, I get, my flicks are a little bit thicker and a lot more random if I push instead of pull, because I am most definitely not a pusher. Well, I'm a pusher of Copics. And it's funny because whenever I talk to Tracy, my husband's like, who you talking to? Your dealer? I'm like, yep. That's my dealer. So that was 97. This one's going to be YG99. Now this one's going to be rather dark, but I still like to put some more in. And if you're doing seaweed or something like that, YG97 and 99 are fantastic colors for underwater. And I'm just doing a few, not quite as many. So there's my grass, my sky, and these are the colors that I actually use for sand as well. Dirt, sand, and I mean, if you need darker dirt, you can go with darker colors, whatever you need. But those, for the most part, these are the colors that I use for the sky, the grass, and the sand. So there's those ones. Now I'm going to show you how, thank you, Jackie, Mountain's perfect yard. Yep, a sprinkler system. I used to have a sprinkler system when we lived in Washington. For what reason, I have no idea, because it rained all the time. So it was kind of useless. But we did have one. Here, we don't have one. Our backyard is big, but there's not a whole lot of grass yet. So we need to fix the backyard. Let's see. So I'm going to use BG 13, 18, 15. Why did I not pull my colors? I put them all away. I was cleaning up today, and apparently I put all my colors away. So we're going to put a little bit of BG 11 in there. I may use this one, I may not. I may lie to you and say I'm going to use it, but I'm really not going to. And then I'm going to use B18 and B16. Okay? So I'm going to have a new piece of paper. And I'm sorry, but I have to draw my line. If I don't draw my line, I'm going to go insane. So I'm going to draw just kind of a, and it's going to be the ocean, so I'm just going to draw, it's a little wavy, it's not straight. Actually, to be honest, unless I have a ruler, I can't draw a straight line or even sew a straight line to save my life. So we're going to start with B18. And sorry, that's going to be out of the picture, but it's B18. And I'm only going to go up about halfway, a little bit more than halfway down. And I'm just random, curvy, fat flicks. Fat flicks again, guys, fat flicks. I'm so proud of myself. I seriously have a hard time doing fat flicks, so when I do them, I'm all excited. More fat flicks, turn it around from the other side, and they're just long, fat flicks. Okay? Don't make them mush in together too much, just keep it random. As much as you can, keep it random. And then we're going to use B16. And guess what? Fat flicks again from either side. And we're still only going down a little bit. And you still want to leave a little bit of white in the center. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. But just get crazy. That is something you can definitely go crazy with. So now we're going to use B15. Or BG15, sorry, BG15. And guess what? Yep, same thing again. Fatty flicks all the way through. And this time we are going to be filling in that white. And you can push, you can pull, do it however you are comfortable. Whatever way makes you have fun, actually. Hi, Paula. How are you, honey? So, there's the top half of our water. Now, we're still going to use the B15, but we're going to come down all the way. And see, I'm using this sideways so much that I'm actually holding it all the way up here to give myself, or actually to give the pen more control. And I am just using, my wrist and my fingers, and that's it. I'm not like really moving anything here. So there's the 15. Now we're going to use BG13, and we're going to do the same, but you can go a little bit up here, but it's not going to really be noticeable. This is more for down here because the water is getting closer to shore, and if you live in Washington and not the Keys of Florida, you know the water's green, not blue. So we are going with greenish water. Oh, I'm sorry you had to work. Nobody wants to, well, nobody really actually wants to work. I mean, let's be honest here. So there's the 13. Now we're going to go in, all the white parts we can go in with BG11. Now, I made this to where there is definitely a distinction here, and I don't really want that distinction. I want it to kind of flow. So I'm going to go back with my B16, and I'm going to just put some, just a little bit on the sides. I'm not going all the way in. I'm just little ones here and there. That way it looks like it's blending down and not just, oh, we're going to stop the blue water here because we're getting close to shore and we don't want anybody to notice. But then I'm going to go back in with my BG11 and see if I can't get some of this white. But the white is okay. You can leave the white because then that's just going to look like the water is tumbling or whatever. So there's the water, and you can also make it to where it looks like there's like sun or the moon or something coming right through the middle if you leave this lighter than your outsides. So the ink that I use, there's two kinds of ink, and it honestly depends on what kind of mood I'm in. So you have your opaque white that comes with a brush. But this brush is so, Lord have mercy, that is so thin. I don't use it a whole heck of a lot. And then this one I got at obviously Hobby Lobby. But it's the Amsterdam acrylic ink, and it's titanium white. And this is for like the people who do like the professional, like calligraphy writing, stuff like that. And you got to shake it up really well. Whoops, I'm already getting white all over the place. So this one does not, if you get one of these, this does not, it comes with a dropper, not with a brush or anything. But I like this one because it's thinner than the Copic, because the Copic is really thick and this is really thin. So I can actually get done what I want with that one. And then I have this paintbrush. It's really, really small and thin. I don't know. I got this in California, so I don't know, but it's a Lowell Cornell Soft Comfort round. I'll put that information down if you guys really want me to, but I'm sure you can find any paintbrush you want, especially since you probably don't want to pay 20 bucks for this. So I'm going to put that aside. And the ink, I just go in and I just paint across. And it takes a little bit of ink when I'm using this stuff because I like a nice thick kind of line, just to separate the water. And then I can also do that, like if you see how the waves are curving, like this one right here, I can get a nice curve. And then same with like right here. And I just use the ink to do this. You can also use, I know Tina uses a white number 10 gel pen to do this. So you can probably do that as well. This is just my preferred way. And it's like I've told you guys the whole way through, and I will always tell you all the time, this is going to be totally personal preference, everything that you do. You should always, like when you take classes and stuff, listen to what the person has to say and take what works for you out of it and leave everything else behind. If it doesn't work for you, then don't worry about it. So let's see, and I'll put one more. I'll put one more up here. I'll go this way. Thank you, Paula. Eyeliner brush. Yes. You could even use one of those. So now down here at the shore, I'm going to do just little circles now that I know where my line is going to be and what's going on. Now normally, just so y'all know, normally I would have already colored in my ground, but I'm just doing ocean since we already did the ground on the other one. I don't want to bore you guys to death with having to do that again. So I'm doing little circles, just seriously little circles Just going around, and it's completely random, letting my brush do whatever the heck on earth it wants to do. And you can do the same thing on these ones. Now I'm going to leave some of these so you can tell the difference between doing it with the circles and not doing it with the circles, and what you decide you want to do and what look you like the best. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper. And there's so many different ways to do this. Maybe when Irina has time, she can come on and do her ocean for us or something. So now there's two different ways you can do the little, to make it look like it's sea spray. So I'm going to put this aside just for a second because I am going to need more ground for you guys to see the sea spray down here. So I'll just do this really fast. And then I'll finish it out later. I'm not going to bore you guys with the whole entire ground again. You have to... Sorry, sweetheart. Yeah. I don't want to bore everybody. The sand was not exciting at all. But don't worry, we will be doing sand again. So now you can either, if you have the thin brush, you can... Hey, keep it down there, you guys. So if you have a thin brush, you can do it this way, and this is just, basically it's like grass, but it's curved. And I do it up, and you go down too. And you can kind of see it down here. You'll see it more, like when I go down, you'll see it more over here on this side. But this is just going to be thin lines. And I'm getting some thick ones in there, sorry. I hope you guys cannot hear them down there hollering like crazy banshee people. They're just down there going crazy. I don't even know what they're doing. We have a thing in my house because my son is addicted to video games, like seriously addicted, like most teenage boys. But we have a thing that's called No Tablet Tuesday. So after 3 o'clock on Tuesdays, because normally they have school until 3 p.m. and they do a lot of their work on their tablets, but No Tablet Tuesday, they're not allowed to have any video games or tablets to watch YouTube or whatever after 3 p.m. So they're a little rambunctious today, it sounds like. So after I get that done, then I'm just going to go in and put some random dots. And this is going to look a lot different with the white marker. And I do it on both sides, that way it looks like sea spray. I'm not going to do it right here because y'all aren't going to see it anyways. So I'm going to put this aside, clean that later. If I can get this lid on, that would be perfect. And then this one, this is my 08. Meadow. She can't hear me. Our AC went out. So you can see even with the 08, it's pretty much the same. So let's see, I don't want to stick my finger in that ink. but it's pretty much the same thing. Even with the pen, it's still the same thickness. Now it's going to be a different thickness if you use a number 10 pen like Irina does. Thank you, Jackie. Yes, and it helps keep, having no tablet Tuesday helps me stay sane. And it, you know, he has, I mean, they have to every day, actually every day, from 3:30 to 5 o'clock, their tablets get turned off because I can actually control their tablets from my cell phone, and their tablets get turned off and they have to go outside and play unless it is pouring down rain. Then I will move my car out of the garage and they can play in the garage to get some fresh air and some exercise. So I'm a little old school when it comes to that, because I just seriously believe that you should still play outside. You shouldn't be hooked. The tablet shouldn't be part of your body. That, and it keeps your manners straight. And they have to have manners or I go insane. So let me see. Can we see up close? Yes, I'm going to try and see how close I can get this. Is that, can you? Because see, if I hold it up to the camera, I've noticed everything gets blurry. So I'm trying to zoom in the best that I can. Is that good, everybody? How's that? Tell me, tell me. There's so much of a delay on these things. Drives me insane. So there's the water. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 3:50 p.m.
3:50. Okay, so I have about... Thank you. So we have about 10 minutes left. And this is everything that I was going to go over. Paula, I don't know if you saw this one. Thank you, Paula. The kids think that I'm Medea, only short and white. So it's quite funny. But, so here's the sky that I went over. Here's the grass, the sand, dirt, whatever you want to call it. Since we have about 10 more minutes, I'll go ahead and finish in this sand. So I started out, this is E35, okay? And I'm just gonna go in. I'll show you guys the sand, that way Paula can see it too. So just filling in the sand here. And just go in, and I'm trying to, like, I'll just make like a little opening here, that way, you know, like this one, you can have like a little, let's see, let me grab something I got close here. So I don't know, she doesn't really fit, but so that way you can put your little purse in there and they're kind of sitting in the center of the sand. So there's that one. But after the E35, we're going to go to E33. And I'm just going to pull out this E35. Gosh, I am not, I just can't do fat flicks with pulling. I have to do them pushing. How sad is that? That's so funny. Maybe that's why I'm not so good at the fat flicks, because I'm a puller, not a pusher. Thank you, Dawn. That is, she is a rubber necker stamp. I don't know if she's retired or not yet, but she is just, I love her. She's absolutely retired. She's so cute. I love her. I can't even remember her name right now. Let's see, and then we're going to go to E, whoops, wrong end, E31, and we're just going to go, keep just pulling it out, each side just pulling out, and we're doing fat flicks. We're going from the side. Now the last one I put E50 in the center, so that's why it's a little bit, you can tell it's a little bit lighter, not much, but a little bit. But in the center here, I just put some E50, and that will get rid of your lines. It'll blend everything because it's a 0. But be careful, because it is a 0, you can get that muddled look. So be careful you don't use a whole lot. My marker's a little bit dry, so I'm not doing that much damage. So, and then an E31, just going over again. And I'm just going all the way across, because the E31 will help blend out stuff too. Oops, there goes my lid. So then I'm going to go back to E35, and this is where the dots came in to make it look like sand. And you just do this. Thank you, Paula, you're so sweet. Let's see, and then we're just doing the dots to get some texture. And you can do them fat, you can do them thin. I don't suggest you do them super fat, like side of your marker fat, but the closer you are, the fatter your, or is it the closer? Closer you are, the fatter your dots. Further away, you want thinner dots, because it's going to be going out into the distance. So you'd want thin up here, and then as you get closer, you can do bigger ones because it's going to be closer. So just kind of think of this as like your, what they call a horizon line. It's probably one of the many, or actually one of the few things that I actually remember from art class in high school. So, and then we do the same thing with 33, but the 33 you can bring out a little bit more, because you don't want to bring the E35 out too much with your dots, because that's, you're still, basically you're still putting just textured shadowing, shading, whatever you want to call it. And you want to take the 31 over here too and kind of fill it in. Put some down here at the bottom. So there we go. And then I have E57. Let me see if I can get into the camera a little bit more here. I keep going out. I've got it zoomed in so much. And this is just bare minimum, just random dots. I know a lot of people have problems with random. Try not to think of anything while you're doing random. That's the only thing I can think of. So like my dots are, to me, looking pretty darn good because I'm running my mouth at the same time, because I'm not thinking of anything. I'm just putting dots. And there's your beach. So you have beach, you have ocean. Let me zoom back out so you guys can see both of these. There we go. Okay, so you have your ocean, you have your beach, you have your ground, you have your grass, and you have your sky. Clouds, I can do, they're not that, they don't take that long. So if you guys want to see clouds, let's see, clouds, I usually do either a really light B000, or I'll do like a C0 or a C1 even sometimes. So I'll show you a C1 because it's a little darker. Let me zoom back in so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. So for me, like I said, clouds are nothing but a circle, just a bunch of half circles. Maybe some ovals. And if you want white or Seattle gray, I can say that because we used to live there. My kids call Washington Noah's Ark. So, but it's nothing but half circles. And they're not perfect because I'm not trying to be perfect. But I'm just sketching it out a little bit. If I was, you know, and then you can always just go off of that one. Make a second cloud behind it if you want to. But it's just a bunch of little half circles. And I would do those, like you could do them in pencil first, and then you could put the sky behind it. But like I said, I am a total chicken, like bark bark chicken, seriously. So, and then you can just pull it out a little bit, keep them. I mean, and these are not the best because my hands are shaking. Seriously, my hands are shaking. I always shake when I'm on with you guys. And I shouldn't be by now, but I am. So, and the colors that you pick are probably going to just depend on the sky that you want. You can have a gloomy sky. You can have a happy sky. It really depends. And I'm going to put some shadow up here, or some shading right there, because this cloud is going to be in front of that cloud. And that was C0. Then you can take C00 and just kind of blend it out and fill in the rest of the cloud if you want. Or you can just leave it like this, however you want to do it. See, this way you're going to get like your serious, gloomy, thunderous cloud. Now, if you want, for me anyways, what I call a happy cloud, I'm going to start with a B00, and it's just going to again, a bunch of half circles. And clouds are all different shapes, so don't worry about them being absolutely perfect, because I have never seen a cloud the exact same shape. So let's see. Now I'm going to use B000. Thank you, Annie. And I'm just going around and I'm pulling it out, making it a little bit thicker. I'm pushing on my marker just a little bit more, just to bring that out some more. We're going to put some more shading here. And then I will use B0 to pull this out some more, to really blend it out. And I mean, you can use BGs as well. That will give you more of a greenish blue rather than a blue. I mean, you can even make purple clouds. It doesn't matter. It's whatever your heart desires and whatever you decide to do. It's 100% preference. It's, you know, it's what makes you happy. So there's clouds as well. Messy clouds, but they're clouds. But it's just, it's half circles. Seriously. But I hope you enjoyed the class. I will leave you guys alone now. And please, I want to see if you do clouds. I want to see them ocean. I want to see if you do grass. And I will be later today, not right now, but later today, I will be setting up for the first week of July to do like, we can color our club stuff together. Okay, so I want you guys to, you know, if you want to practice ocean and sand so that you have it ready for our club color together, then whatever you want to do, if you want to do one of these for, you know, your club stuff, practice. Okay, you are so welcome, Dawn. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much. You guys, welcome. You guys are all welcome. I really thank you for being here. You don't even know what it means to me. So I'm just so happy that I can help. So I will see you guys next week. Okay? Or no, excuse me. Saturday. I will see you Saturday. We are going to be coloring that free image that Angela Uris is going to be giving us from Angela Y Designs. And we're going to maybe we'll do this background for her. Who knows? But Saturday, be here Saturday. We're going to color that really super cute 4th of July girl. Okay? And it's a free image, so you guys know you want to do it. You know you do. Just saying. So I'll see you guys later. Love you all. Bye.